Hey guys, welcome back to Poppa Tommy here. Good Wednesday morning, halfway through another one. Hope you guys are having a blessed day. A lot going on this week. I know it's P&H, but it's prepping and homesteading, and I'm going to get right into two of the biggest things going on right now. Clearly, is gas. Um, North Carolina and South Carolina both, they're really hurting right now. Really bad. Uh, Says nearly 14% of gas stations in North Carolina are without gasoline as drivers line up at the pump to refill. That's according to Gas Buddy, a website and mobile app that helps people find the cheapest gas near them. A lot of you folks live there, around that area, so I'm not going to go into all exactly of what's going on. We've been through gas shortages. The last one was during the Obama administration, if I remember correctly. But I think this one will be at least twice as bad. We're probably going to see, even though there are a lot of states that have laws against, gas price gouging and stuff like that, it still happens. We all know that. If you haven't stocked up any gasoline, it's too late. Let's be real. This is hit. It's here. And a lot of folks just can't. Absolutely cannot store gasoline. You live in an apartment, duplex, condo, or whatever. You just don't have anywhere to safely store gasoline. But it's not just in the South. People, one of my viewers, as far out as Idaho, people are lined up buying gas. Now, strictly panic buying, as far as I'm concerned, because that's a completely different pipeline. Has nothing to do with this, but of course, panic's already set in. The same way here around where I'm at. Y'all know Mandy works at Circle K, and she did get an email today that they're kind of putting everybody on standby, that they could possibly start rationing out gasoline. The next town over from me, I haven't heard any verification, but my daughter came home today and said there's a $10 limit in Seymour, Indiana. I don't know how true that is. Like I said, I looked at the newspaper online. It didn't say anything about it, but I guess she got it from several different sources, told her about it. So, like I said, no proof if that's true or not. But, one of my viewers, like I said, all the way out in Idaho, they're panic buying. So it's going to hit everywhere. Here I've got a little gasoline outages out as of 9 p.m. Central Time. Percent of all stations in state without gasoline. 8.7% in Georgia, 0.9% in Alabama, 0.6% in Tennessee, 6.6% in South Carolina, 13.5% in North Carolina, 3.1% in Florida, and Virginia at 9.1%, and newly added Maryland at 1.1%. Like I said, that was at 9 p.m. Tonight. So it's going to be nationwide. People are going to lose their mind. They're going to panic. It's going to be just like the toilet paper thing, And I seen somebody posted earlier this evening. I did get on Facebook tonight to see if I could find anything out about Seymour and the gas, the $10 thing. And somebody had posted everybody that could work that's at home on the unemployment benefits and everything right now, you should stay home because us adults need the gas to go to work. And I thought that was pretty funny. Might get some hate comments on that, but I mean, everybody knows there's a lot of people that could go back to work that's not because, I've said it before. If you can sit at home and do absolutely nothing all week besides whatever you want to do and make, say, $600 a week, or you can go bust your tail, work like a dog all week to bring home $700 a week, you're going to take the $100 cut and stay home as long as you can. That's the way it is. And then that brings me to my next little story here. If I can bring it up here. I'm getting better at this, guys. Okay. Let me find it over here real quick. I'm getting better, but my speed's not improving at all. Missouri and Tennessee join states cutting pandemic payments. While these benefits provided supplementary financial assistance during the height of COVID-19, they were intended to be temporary, and their continuation has instead worsened the workforce issues we are facing, Missouri Governor Mike Parson said in announcing the decision on Tuesday. They were all, let me find the list here real quick. Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi, Montana, South Carolina, Missouri, and Tennessee are now cutting the pandemic, the emergency unemployment benefits. Cutting pandemic unemployment benefits now, as some states have done or are considering, will not just hurt workers who are depending on federal benefits while they cannot find work or are unable to work. It will also drag on the economy as those benefits are supporting spending, wrote the left-leaning Economic Policy Institute's John Bivens and Heidi Shearholtz. So they're already going back and forth about that, jumping on the states that are taking it away because people that want to go back to, and there are, don't get me wrong, I'm completely on both sides of the fence with this. There are a lot of folks that have been without work that are trying to find jobs. And when it comes down to it, you should be willing to do whatever you need to do to support your family. If you go from being some type of manager making $25 to $26 an hour, and you might actually have to step down and do a job making $15 an hour. If that's what it means to support your family, you do it. You don't just lay around and hold out hoping, your type of employment comes around, because it might not ever again. You never know. But on the other hand, there are plenty of folks that's just laying around, could go back to work, won't go back to work, and a majority, maybe they're making more on unemployment to just stay at home, and it's like they've created a monster, and if a lot of these states stood up and not closed everything, that clearly, they didn't have to close everything the way they did. That's my opinion. I'll state that is my opinion. A lot of places that shut down shouldn't have never shut down. Especially like the restaurant industry and stuff like that. What was the difference then of shutting it down, and the difference now of opening it with plexiglass between the booths and every other table closed, and it's the same thing. It makes no difference to me. That's like restaurants. It kills me. You can go in and you got to put a mask on. You can take it off when you get to your table. Like COVID don't spread once you're sitting down or something. I don't know. But I think it's, and it is going to hurt a lot of people. But at the same time, the longer we keep or the longer we as taxpayers keep enabling people that are willing or that are able to work to just sit at home and do nothing and get paid for it, they're just going to keep doing it. I mean, that's, I ain't gonna lie. If I could have took a couple weeks off, a month off and got paid for it, great. You know, with the understanding that I could go back to work when, the end of the month. But I just, I don't know. It's like I said, they've created a monster with this unemployment thing. It's going to be a no-win situation. Because inevitably, okay, so you don't get your unemployment, but you still don't go back to work. So then you're just going to get, be applying for Medicaid and food stamps and stuff like that. And I mean, it could be a vicious cycle, you know. When there's people out there that do need help, that do work, but make too much money to get any kind of assistance. And yeah, I say too much money because it's been years ago, but me and Mandy were struggling hard, very hard. Like, do we pay the light bill or do we get some groceries? And we made too much money for any kind of assistance. And that's how it works. But I won't get into that because that'll get me in trouble. But, so yeah, back to the gas thing. Like I said, if you haven't prepped gas or have no way to prep gasoline or diesel, my best advice to you, if you do own a vehicle, if you top off every day, just make sure you keep your vehicle full. Because like I said, it's if there's even by this time tomorrow, if there's even gas cans left, I'm sure that's going to be a big one, like the toilet paper. They're going to disappear. Fuel stabilizer might be the same way. A lot of people don't know that you can do that, sadly enough. But and I was going to do a video on fuel stabilizer, but I mean, anybody that knows, you guys already know. You can use Stable. That's the name. STA. BIL. Hyphen BIL. And it will, if you do it correctly, it can preserve your gas for up to 2 years. A lot of people hadn't heard of it, but you can do the same thing with Seafoam. It's good for up to 2 years too. Stable is the best, in my opinion. That's what I would use. Make sure it's the pink color. If it's turned red or, like a brownish color, it's no good anymore because it doesn't stay good forever. I think the shelf life for it is maybe a year after it's been open. So, you definitely want to check that out. But, like I said, though, it's as far as prepping fuel goes, it's probably about too late. So my best advice is just keep your car full. And a lot of places aren't even allowing people cans now. So there's that as well. Which there's going to be people that hop all over town waiting in lines. If it does get down to like a $10 maximum, all you got to do is dedicate yourself to hopping around to gas stations half the day and you'll get your car filled up. So, if I was panic buying and, all that's what I would do. So there's a little word of advice, I guess, maybe if you want to invest the time and ensure you got a full tank of gas, you could always do that. But a lot of these folks, there's not even that option because they're just flat out. And I think I heard that Friday they'll possibly have it up and running, like back online and all that. But it could be like, I want to say, I think I saw 13 to 15, 16 days, something like that, before it's actually functioning again. There is a part of the pipeline that is functioning manually right now just to use what was already there. Um, so once it's gone and these stations are closed, you know, it'll be a couple weeks at least, I would imagine, before you see any gas going back into them. And guys, don't think for a minute that this ain't planned. It is. It's just another one of their strategies to control us. You know, people are, taking away the unemployment and all this and that. So how else can we get people to stay home? Take their gas. How can we make people poorer? Take their gas. They can't get to work. And this is one that we can't really control. I mean, they're unless, and even if you are stockpiled on gas, it can only last so long. So this one, they kind of got us. I mean, if it's as planned as myself and a lot of other people think, this could really hurt us for a long time. But just have to ride it out and see, guys. That's what we do, right? That's why we prep. With all that being said, I think I'll wrap it up for this morning. I appreciate you guys being here. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Jim S. will be over here with me talking about radios, teaching us everything he knows. Jim's a really good guy. I think he'll take his time with us, make sure that we understand what we're doing. So until then, guys, stay safe, use your head. Don't be out there fist fighting over fuel, okay? It ain't worth it. I mean, come on, we're adults. It is what it is. Fighting over it ain't gonna do no good. I saw it on Native's rant this morning. I can believe it because we're all regressing back to animals. So, but anyway, guys, God bless y'all. I love each and every one of you. Poppa Prepper out.